All right, guys, I'm so excited about this month's call. Jesse and I have been connecting probably, for the past 2 months, and I am just floored at the stuff that he does with Facebook. You guys know me. I wouldn't even do trainings. I would just trial and error stuff over and over again and then find something that worked and then shared it with you, which is really silly when there's all these different trainings out there to really help you from the beginning learn how to use Facebook. And so when I got connected with Jesse and started doing his trainings, I realized, man, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I started implementing what he was doing. And just over the past month, my business and my page has really taken an upturn. It's been amazing to see the stuff actually working out that I've been implementing. And so I'm so excited for you guys to be able to hear from Jesse with his top 10 tips. So Jesse, I'm going to hand it over to you and I'm going to mute myself.
Can you hear me right now?
Yep.
Okay. I just got a little notification my mic wasn't working. So if you guys ever want a really good mic, this Yeti mic is fantastic. But all right. So first of all, thank you, Meg. You guys have one of the nicest, sweetest people I've ever met as a coach. So be grateful. You're in good hands with Meg for sure, but you guys probably already all know that. All right, so let me screen share with you. I'm going to show you guys some really good tips. For sure, take notes. And then Meg, I'll have you just interrupt me if there's questions. Or I'll ask you, I guess, and I would love for you guys to ask questions. I welcome questions because there's a lot. Facebook's very dynamic. It's always changing. There's always new things that we need to learn all the time. So, what was going on today might be completely different tomorrow, and what you learned a while ago might be completely different. So let me share my screen. All right. And then we will start the slideshow. Okay, you can see my screen, Meg? Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna start getting going, and like I said, you guys take some notes, ask questions, I welcome that. This is going to help you. This is stuff that you can implement right away that's gonna, just make some nice organic changes. These are free things that you can do. I see a lot of common mistakes that people make as they move forward with their like pages, which everyone, as you're building a business, needs to transition over into that. You need to start building your like page. All right, so first thing you want is to realize is, let me go back. Always think about who you're speaking to. When I say always think about that, meaning you need to put thought behind your posts. I'm going to get into how often you should post and where to look at your reports and stuff like that in a little bit. But I want every post that you do to have some thought behind it. I really want you to sit down and actually think about what you're trying to articulate, the message that you're trying to get across, and think about who it is that you're speaking to. A lot of times what I've seen, and I'm willing to bet I could go to a lot of your guys' pages right now, and it would look like some big old Pinterest board with a bunch of quotes and this and that, and you're just trying to get it done quickly, and that's the opposite way. You should be spending a lot of time really putting thought behind your posts. This isn't some big, huge concept here, but it's super important because this is like a first impression for a lot of people when they see you. This could be the first time they're seeing one of your posts. So really make sure and make every post like it's your best one. So take the time and actually think about what you're trying to say. And what this is for here is think about your avatar. Think about who it is you're speaking to. And you can look at your audience. You can look at who's engaging on your page. And that will help you to drive your message forward, to really take what you're trying to say and your story and the value you're providing and get it out there. So that's the first big takeaway I want you guys to get from this. Now, the other thing is, like I said, I could go to your pages and those little 9 boxes where you can see what was posted below or before for the pictures. If all I see is quote, 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 and then a picture of some food and whatever else, you're not doing it right. So if you're going to Pinterest or wherever else and just swiping a bunch of photos and then putting it in there and thinking, good, now I'm done with that, then that's the very opposite approach you want to take for this. You need to start using some of the apps in there like Rona or I think one's called Watermark. You can go to Google and there's a ton of them, or you can use Canva, C-A-N-V-A, or PicMonkey, PICMONKEY.com. Just use those and take your picture and put a quote with it. So if you have good quotes or anything like that, take an extra 5 minutes and actually put your face in there, because think about it like this, you guys. If this went viral, Would you want the quote on there with just some lame background, or would you want your face on there getting out there? Because we have to remember, we're building a brand. That's what you guys are doing. You guys are not employees of Beachbody. You work for yourself. You work with Beachbody and you're building a team, but you're not punching a clock. So you have to remember, you are building your brand. You want your face all over it. It's very important to remember as you go forward, because there's going to be a lot of new people that do have no idea who you are. Here's one of my daughter. This is on my wife's page. She's got around 50,000 likes. My wife does very good at Facebook marketing. This one here, putting a little quote on there, including your family. Meg does a really good job of having her daughter in there, including just what's going on in your life. I want to go to your like page and feel like I'm a part of your family. I want to feel like I get a little bit of a slice of what's going on your day-to-day aspects. Really simple. Like I said, it's easy stuff. And I see a lot of people just taking the lazy approach and just throwing the quote up there and not even typing about what that means to them. You almost want to treat it like a blog, your fan page. Because the good news is, you guys, you don't need to have anything else. Facebook has everything for you. All the people are on there, all the target markets, all the niches. You don't need to be blogging or anything. You don't need to focus on anything else. If you've put your time, you could build a huge business with just your like page alone. So this is something that and we're going to get into this heavily in the next round of training, because it's so important for people to really learn this, how to articulate your story, how to really be vulnerable. And I'm going to show you guys examples, because the way I like to teach is by showing people exactly what's working and not just by theory. Here's Coach Jessie Burr. She is a fantastic person. She is so fun to work with, and she does a really good job of just articulating her story. She does a really good job of showing where she was and what's Beachbody done for her and the transition she has made. So you can see here, she's just being vulnerable. She's showing, the before and after. Those are very powerful photos. It really makes an impact for people. So it's just literally learning how to articulate your story. And here's the good news, you guys. As your journey moves forward, you can talk about the same story in different ways. You can go back, and she does this really well. She talks about who she was 5-6 years ago and who she is now and how much that's changed. And then different aspects of it, with nutrition, with exercise, with her mindset, with personal development, the things that she's doing every day. It's really important that you learn to feel, the more vulnerable you are, the more you're going to connect. Now, here's a powerful photo. This is from a gal in my training. She posted this, and what happened? It created a massive amount of conversations. This wasn't just people saying, oh my God, thank you for posting. It was people saying, yeah, that's me too. She has 4 children. She's been through, a lot, and she's a stay-at-home mom. She's a Beachbody coach. But the goal here, you guys, is not to think, well, I'm going to post this and hopefully I'll make a bunch of challenge pack sales. The goal here is to say, I'm going to post this and hopefully I'll be able to help someone. I'll be able to connect with someone, and I'll get a new friend and a new conversation started, and that might lead to a new challenge pack sale. That might lead to a new coach if that's what's best for them. If you approach it like that, your mindset of value-based and being vulnerable and being real, that's what helps people. That's what connects with people. So this is a powerful example of it right here. So just realize that we all have scars, internally, externally, whatever. And if you can just kind of focus on that and focus on your journey as you're moving forward, both the positives and the difficulties, that's what will connect with people. Don't try to be perfect and look great and whatever. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody looks great when they get up or every single day. Just be real. Be who you are. And that's the huge message for there. All right, Meg, do we have any questions as I'm going on right now? Okay. All right. So this is probably a little bit obvious, but I don't see enough people doing this, and I see it. A lot of people are guilty of it. You need to do more video. Facebook wants to be the next YouTube. Okay. And why do they want to be the next YouTube? For every website, the ultimate goal is to keep people on there. Facebook is the king of that. They have 171 million people on every day that spend an average of 40 minutes on Facebook. You want to keep people on longer. What do you think keeps someone on longer? An image or a 5-minute video? Of course, video is going to give you more engagement. It's going to get you more reach, and it's going to build more people. And it's also going to help you connect with new people, because if they hear you speaking, they see your eyes, they're going to feel like they start to know you after they watch your videos, and they hear you being who you are. Here's my wife's page. This is a video she did. And I pointed this out in here. This is our dog, or one of our dogs. And, just realizing, take your phone, set up a little tripod. You can get one on Amazon. They're cheap. Or you can lean it on something or whatever, and just film yourself working out. That's an easy way to start getting some engagement on your page. She does a lot of different workouts, and she gets crazy engagement on her page. I'll show you an example. This was one that we did, I think it was sometime here in March. So it was a week or two ago, a few weeks ago. This one reached 152,000 people. It was shared over 1,100 times. And this is all organic, all free traffic. So 100% free. It's just a way to get your brand out there. It's people sharing your message. You don't have to do workouts. If workouts aren't your thing, just talk. Talk about what you're doing today. Talk about what's going on. Talk about some difficulties you're having. Another thing I want you guys to write down, if you have the ability right now, is do more live broadcasting. You need to go out there and talk about what's going on. The live broadcasting feature is so awesome because it actually notifies your fans when you start doing a live broadcast. And it doesn't have to be anything super deep. You don't have to be a professor. Just be real, like you're talking to somebody at the store or a coffee shop. Facebook is not a shopping mall. You're not a kiosk at a shopping mall. You are a person at a party. That's what it really is. So would you walk up to someone and say, do you want to buy my challenge back? Or would you walk up to someone and say, tell me about what's going on. Tell me about who you are. So you need to think about it like that when you're approaching. And then, of course, put thought behind your post. You're going to see a lot of similarities to everything that I'm talking about here. And we're breaking down little aspects of the post. Here's one from a gal in the training. Her name's Kate Neal. This one went viral. Now, this is not common, but it's possible when you apply the right concepts. We had at least 3 or 4 people have their posts go viral in the training. This one got 10 million views. She actually went from 3,000 page likes to over 118,000 page likes in like 2 weeks. And so it's a powerful concept. I know she's gotten a ton of sales from this one. And it's just, that's why you put your face on there. That's why you do video. That's why you go out there and be real, because when people see that being real and it's something that they can get from it, because write this down. There's 3 things that you should take, or you should always approach your posts with on Facebook. You either inform, you educate, or you entertain. If you can do one of those 3 things, you will provide value for your audience. So this one here was a really great example of something that just blew up, and she is such a cool person. I'm so happy for her that this happened because it really helped, obviously. Okay, so developing your brand. This goes back to some of the apps we were speaking about earlier. When I say developing your brand, I want to see a connection with people made when they see some of your pictures and they know, all right, that's Jenny's, or that's Kelsey's, or that's Sarah's, or that's Susie's. When they go there, they can tell immediately whose photo it is. They know right away that that's you, and there's a connection made in their mind. When you have that cohesiveness, it actually that's what starts building that brand up for you, and there's a connection made. And I'm going to show you guys some examples here. Jesse Burr does a really good job. This is a nice, clean-looking cover photo. That's another thing we really go into and teach a lot about, and we do a lot of critiques of cover photos, because this is a big old piece of real estate that people are seeing right away. It's not your guys' job to jam as much information as you can into your cover photo and think, I need to take every ounce of real estate on here. Simple, clean, and elegant will win out every single time, rather than busy. And now you guys can see here the how cohesive it is with her images, which, by the way, this is those 9. When you can see your face on the majority of them, you're doing it right. Now, you don't have to add like these banners and colors, but it works. But make sure that you are linking it up to what your cover photo is. I'll show you some more examples. This is Jenny Ryerson. She is so creative. She's very good at what she does. This here is a very simple, elegant, it's clean, it's a nice picture of her, which also, by the way, she added the click here to get started. When you click there, you're going to see that you can add a little bio. You guys should be filling that up with who you are in the bio section of your cover photo. And then have it lead to a link to your private message or even an application or something. Have some call to action at the end of it. Because people are going to read it. And when they hover over your cover photo, it's actually going to pull up a lot of words and it's going to show kind of a summary of what this is. So I would definitely be taking advantage of that. And again, you can see here, you can tell this is Jenny's style, that gold and black. And, you know, she's really putting her face over everything. I'll show you one more example. Kelsey Winter. And these are all pages that I would go back and check out, you guys, and look and see how And I found a lot of people are really terrified. They have a scarcity mindset when they worry about sharing other content. Well, what if they go to that page instead? Always base your page on the value you provide your audience. And if it's something that someone else did that has really good value, I would highly recommend sharing it, because they're not going to think about that person. They're going to think about who actually showed them that first. And the connection will be made. And they're going to realize, hey, this person actually provided some, you know, really awesome stuff. I really enjoyed their page. I'm learning something new. So you should definitely share other content. Here's one from my wife's page. And this was just like a yoga daughter doing some yoga moves. And it was really, it took 5 minutes or like 2 minutes to set this up and share it. She got a ton of likes. And then even more important, she got a bunch of messages, comments, stuff like that. The goal here, you guys, is to connect with people and get a conversation started. Remember, if you're basing your page on how many sales I can make and who's going to buy my stuff, people are going to see right through that. Excuse me. They're going to know right away what's going on. But if you genuinely want to help people and you genuinely want to make a difference, people will naturally gravitate towards that. It's very simple and it's easy, and there's a lot of really great things about it, including it makes you feel like a better person when you know that you're actually providing value and not just trying to be a salesperson. And it doesn't take any really work other than just knowing that what can I do to help other people and get conversations started. So that's the big takeaway. And then something, I'll get into that in a bit here. This is another example. Alexis Whalen. She is so good. She is just a superstar. I'm so blessed to be able to work with her. She's been in the training for a while now. This was just an example of something she shared that was it was thumbprints, and it had nothing to do with fitness. It was just something fun, you know, entertaining. That falls under the entertainment aspects. It went quasi-viral for her. She got 707 shares and a ton of comments, and it just started creating more engagement for her and got new people. Because what can happen, you guys, is if you share something that people really like, it creates kind of a halo effect for you. Well, they'll look at stuff that you did the last couple of days, and then they're going to look at things that you're doing after this. So it'll actually build more engagement and more reach for you on your page. All right, so next, this one seems fairly obvious as well, but not a lot of people really start to connect with them and find out what your audience wants. And this is an easy way to do it right here is comparison photos. Now, I know you guys have seen them a lot. Do you like this or that or whatever? But why aren't you doing it more often? I would do that. She got a ton of comments. And right here, it's 158 comments. It's just creating more, like connections for people. And what's cool about it is it makes your fan base, it makes your fans, the people that like your page, feel like they're a part of your page. It makes them feel like they are connecting with you. And when they see that, you picked it, like, hey, that was the one I picked or whatever, it actually does create more of a bond. So it's not very hard. In this case right here, this was for my wife. She was, my wife's not a Beachbody coach. She's a life coach, personal trainer, stuff like that. So she does a lot of more high ticket stuff. She was going to a business event in California, and she was just asking about a necklace. Do you guys like this necklace or this necklace? And look at all these long answers. Just it created more engagement. It created more conversations, and that's all you guys want. That's what will happen when you start connecting and asking your audience what they want. This was 101 new conversations started, and that's a huge win. All right. Now, this is something that I think I don't see enough people doing either, but it's reading your reports and then actually scheduling your posts. Now, you guys probably know how to schedule your posts, but I'm going to show you here. All you have to do is when you type up something, then you just, instead of hitting the publish button to actually publish it immediately, you just have to schedule it. And for my wife, she will post, take like one day a week where she does most of her posts, but she'll sit down and think about every single one. And I'll show you the example here. This is what it looks like. I mean, so this is scheduled up to the end of the week. I took this screenshot, I believe. And it's just connecting and putting thought behind what you're saying and what you're trying to put out there, and actually having your message match up to the people you're speaking with. So she'll schedule her, she'll schedule her, she has an actual pattern that she follows for it. And then she takes the time to get new posts, do research. And this is the other thing, you guys, I would highly recommend following other pages. And you can even go on the bottom of your like page. And this is in the back of my like page in the insights, in the audience insights. If you go to the bottom, it says pages to follow. And I think it might not be available for all the brand new pages, but as you add more people, it pops up like after 500. Sometimes people get it right away, sometimes they don't. But it's the pages to follow feature. And I would follow all of the top coaches. I would follow all of the fitness pages, anything that provides value, entertains, informs, educates. Follow those pages, because what you can do is then click on them and it'll pop up and you can see some of their most engaging posts, and then we'll give you ideas of what you can do. So do you copy people? No, you don't copy someone. But what you can do is you can model them. You can take what they did and make it your style. Because there's going to be a whole new audience that have never seen that. Guys, there's hundreds of millions of people on Facebook. There's no scarcity. Most of these people have no idea what Beachbody is. And most of these people need help with their health fitness. So if you can provide that value and connect with people, good, easier. You need to read and look at your reports. Look at the data as you move forward. This is, you can just see here about reach and stuff like that, how many people you're reaching every week. But one thing I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, but it's so simple to do. Go back a few months ago, go back to January in this case, 3-4 months ago, and actually look at this. Look at, see which one of your posts did the best. And make an archive of them, take notes, and remember, and then recycle them. So you can take an old video that did well in January and use it again. Put a new title on it, name it again, and throw it back up there. If it did well before, more than likely it will do well again, especially if you're adding new people to your like page. It's a new audience. They're not going to go back in January or December and see what you did. No one goes back that far. So you can reuse old content and recycle it, especially if it's really good and it's something, because if it provided value once, why can't it do it again? And then it'll help you just by creating less work for you, but because you're still providing value and you know that you will get out there to a new audience. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this one seems pretty easy, but I see a lot of people passing it up for some reason, and it's so simple. If you get a post that gets a lot of engagement, now here's Kelsey again going on my life. Of course, she gets all these moms that say, "Oh, I know what that's like," blah blah blah. Comment and connect. but you should be responding to every one of them. You should be talking about it, and don't just say ha ha or put a smiley face. Actually try to ask questions. Your post should be filled with questions. Does this happen to you? You know, I'm guessing I should have clicked the see more here on the screenshot, because she probably ended it with a question. And that's what will create more engagement for you. So either start your post with a question or end it with a question, which will lead to people commenting on there. And it will lead to them actually wanting to connect with you and tell their story, because that's what you want. You want to hear other people's stories and hear what's going on with them. So really easy. And then this is the other thing. Okay, you see a lot of people like certain stuff, and this was actually from previous posts with my wife's, with just, if anyone likes something, you should be clicking on, I'll show you, right? Click on this number right there. And then you can invite those people, because most of the people, especially if something goes viral or even quasi-viral, you can invite those people to like your page. We have literally got thousands of organic likes from just inviting someone to like the page by clicking on that. Because not everything is going to be people that are your fans, because when your fans share it, all of their friends see it. And then that's how you get that viral aspect, and you can get new audience members seeing your stuff. And if they like something like one of your videos or one of your posts with your picture all over it, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to like more of what you're doing. Okay, so the last one, and it's probably the most important one, is providing value. And I know you guys have heard me say that, and I'm going to show you some more examples here. But I want you to base your page not on trying to get your posts done as fast as possible, but really provide value. And then, again, I told you before, you see a lot of similarities to these posts, because there's little aspects of it that we're taking that you can take away from there that you can actually do to make your page better and more engaging and to be able to connect. My wife could have just taken this. I'm sure she got this somewhere, like off a blog or Pinterest, and she could have just reposted it. But instead, she took the time, took her picture, and actually wrote in every one of these. Took her an extra few minutes, but if this one got shared 70, 80 times and thousands of people saw it, do you think it was worth it? That's the simple little things that take a little bit of extra time, and you can get a VA to do that if you want. My wife enjoys doing this stuff, but if you don't, if you hate doing graphics or you hate typing in these things, the apps are pretty easy to use now. Hire a VA. They're not that expensive, and have them, it's probably an extra 1 or 2 hours of work a week to get all your posts done for the week. Here's another one. This has nothing to do with fitness. This is just providing value. This is Jesse Regan. She's actually brushing her teeth with some activated charcoal. It's weird, but it's attention grabbing. It's going to get someone to stop and read it. Again, this is informing someone about it. Hey, did you know that activated charcoal, you can brush your teeth in it, and it'll actually make your teeth whiter? I didn't know that. And she put something in there, and she put her picture in. She probably found this off of YouTube or Pinterest, and then she did it herself, and she talked about it. And it got a ton of engagement. It got people interested in learning more. So it's really simple. It's easy, and it falls under that category of inform, educate, or entertain. So this one was another one from Jessie Burr. This was actually a squat challenge she did, and it absolutely went viral. She had over 11,000 shares. It reached hundreds of thousands. I think it actually reached in the millions. And she built a massive free group, and she actually sold a ton of challenge packs. We're going to go over this tomorrow on a webinar. But she sold a ton of challenge packs. She made a massive amount of sales and connected with new people. And she's building on it again this month. Just from this one post, this was 100% organic. This was not a paid ad. It was all free for her. And she put them into a free group, provided value, and sales came from it naturally. This is, again, not common to have this many shares, but it's common to build up and get more engagement where you can get to that point. It wouldn't have been possible if she wasn't applying certain techniques to her posts. I do offer some free training. If you go to socialteambuilder.com/free-training. I'm also, and you're gonna get 3 live hangouts that we've done. They are really good. you're going to have some of the coaches that you've seen today on on these slides. They're going to be on there, and they're doing some critiquing. They're providing value, and it's more. I don't like to do stuff where I'm just sitting on camera telling you what to do. I like to actually show you what works. Tomorrow night, if you want, go to Social Team Builder. Just look up Social Team Builder in Facebook search bar, or we can provide you the link too. And we're doing a webinar tomorrow. You guys may or may not have gotten the information from Meg, but we're doing a webinar tomorrow. It's 100% free. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of case studies that we've done of success stories in our training. And I offer a new round of training this week, and it's, I think, really good because I surround myself with people that are really successful, other coaches that are successful in applying these concepts where we show you guys exactly what they're doing. I'm just going to end it like this, and then Meg, we can go over some questions. This is Misty. She's in the training. I have a gazillion of these screenshots like this, but I'm going to read this out. I just wanted to share an update. In January 2016, I was ready to stop coaching and just become a discount customer. As a coach, I felt I was simply turning my wheels in the sand and getting nowhere. I couldn't get people to relate to me or to join. Yes, I signed up some coaches, but once I exhausted the friends and family link, I was at a dead end. Then I heard about this training from my sponsor, Jesse Miller. He sends me this message: you need to do this. It's right up your alley. I dragged my feet and finally said, I'll give this one last shot. Fast forward to today. I started my like page in mid-January, and I have close to 4,000 likes. I started reaching out to those likes and found an avatar coach that signed up 3 coaches in her first 2 weeks and has another 2 close to signing. I am 1 coach away from Diamond. I made a Woofu form, which is an application, getting people interested in your business, that had over 20 people fill it out for more information about Beachbody. I saw other people making this type of progress and never understood how they did it. Now I know. A little bit of time and effort this was 100% unsolicited. I didn't ask anyone to do this. We get these in the training every single day. That's the wonderful part about it. It's a lot of people connecting and just basically learning new things daily about Facebook. So I'm going to hand it over to Meg. And if you have any questions at this point, Meg, you can just read them to me if anyone does have anything, because I would be happy to answer anyone's questions if they have anything specific they want to cover.
Okay, my internet for some reason is going in and out. So guys, if I disappear, I'm sorry, I'll be back. But let's see. Sarah Costner said, are all of your trainings free? And I already know the answer to that. You do have a lot of free content, but you also have some that they pay for, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah. I mean, no, not everything is free because I have to make a living too. But we put a huge amount of value. I can tell you everyone here can afford my training. It's very affordable. And it is my goal is, and your guys' goal should be as you build your trainings up or build your team, is provide value first. And you heard me say that a lot. And that's why I want you to be blown away when you get in. And I think you will be. So that's the main goal. You're going to get way more than you even realize.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Sandra said, I noticed the cover photo and the examples look professional. Should we have a shoot for best results? So they have professional pictures for their cover photos? You don't need to. As far as paying for professional photos, all you need to do is everything can be done with this thing right here with your phone. So everything can be done with your phone. So you don't have to worry about something like that. What I would do is stand by a wall that's like white or something so that you can have a graphics designer crop you out. It's really easy. So don't do it outside or whatever. Stand by something that's easy to get cropped out. And it's something where you look good, but then go to like Fiverr or something, Fiverr.com, and just have someone make a cover photo. And if you have a friend that has a good cover, message them and say, who's your designer? Because they will be more than happy to share it with you. So that's really easy and simple, and anyone can do that. Let me see if I can stop sharing. Is Meg still there? Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You're moving around on me for some reason when you're on the screen. Must be your internet.
It could be.
Okay. Hold on. Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I can see the questions now. Yeah.
Okay.
And then just do the search bar in there and just look for people that are, you can just search for like Facebook cover photo or Facebook cover, and it'll pop up, and then look at other people's. What I always like to do is if I'm talking to a graphics designer, rather than saying, well, I don't know what I want, just come up with something, show them examples of what you like, and then say, can you kind of give me something similar to this? It's really easy, but not enough people. You got to help these guys out, because they're just going to come back with something you don't like if you do that. If you just say, just make me something. That's not how you work with a VA. You work with a VA, and we do get into this somewhat in the training as well, but you want to work with them, communicate and give them examples first, because it'll make their life a lot easier, and it'll get your cover photo done a lot quicker.
Okay, someone said, okay, let me scroll up. Should I build my like page up a bit before promoting it?
When they say promote, they're meaning like adding more likes, or?
I think so, yeah.
When you say build it up too, I'm just trying to think, okay, so the way I would approach this is take your like page, and make sure it looks nice, have some good posts on there, and then share it to your personal page and get your warm market over there liking your like page. It's actually against Facebook's terms of service to build your business through your personal page. There are people that get their account shut down when they start doing business through a personal page. But you can share and you can tag yourself. So yeah, get your warm market over there, but then make sure you're comfortable with advertising before you start spending money on your ads. I will say this: don't boost your posts. There's an easier, much better way to do it, and it's a lot cheaper, and it's using the Power Editor. We do cover all of that in the training, but it will save you a ton of money and doing it the right way. Boosting posts is Facebook's easy button to get money from you.
Okay, last question, guys. Is it better to share from your personal page to your like page, or create an original post? So I think they mean like actually using the share button to pull it over onto their profile page.
So I would share over and do it from the beginning. So I would post to your like page first, and then you can tag yourself, like I said, but I think Facebook's taking that feature away. But you can still share it over and let your audience see that. You don't need to share every single post, but share the good ones. Share the ones that you really are, especially the ones that you're vulnerable. Maybe you did a video talking about something difficult going on in your life, or maybe you had some really big success or some victory and you want to talk about that. But share that over to your personal page from your like page.
Awesome. Well, Jesse, you're amazing. My team is like fired up. They're all like, oh, how do I get into the training? Everything like that. And I think someone answered their question that you're doing a webinar tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow, to share with everyone about.
Yep.
Okay. And do they just go to that free training to be able to get on that webinar, or?
Well, so that's just free training, but if you want, I'll send you a link, Meg, and you can send it to them. It's for the event. And then it's just literally, I'm doing a live broadcast tomorrow night, full Q&A. I have 6 super awesome coaches on with me, and they're just going to cover. I'm going to show you guys real examples of people that have had both organic and paid posts that have made them a lot of money and built, and added more coaches. And just, like I said, I show you guys what to do, not just tell you what to do. So there's a difference.
That's one of the things I love about your style, is that you actually do show us, examples and of coaches that we can relate to and see how it's changed their businesses. So guys, if you're ready to take your business to the next level, you have got to get in this training. Okay. And then the last thing is that Courtney Centers has offered to, make cover photos for everyone. So if you reach out to her, I'll put her email address when I put this recording up. She's done my photos. She's amazing. And obviously they're not going to be free, but she will do an amazing job. So Jesse, thank you so much. You definitely didn't have to do this, and
absolutely,
you're an amazing person. You have definitely helped me in my business, and I'm excited to see you help my team as well. So thank you so much, guys. I'll put the recording up in here once it's up on YouTube, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.
All right.